Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what's going on? What's up? What's up? What's going on, all you happy hashers out there? Why does it not? Here we go. Cool. I was like, seemed like there was a delay on the YouTube side for me. Oh, wow, that was a massive delay. So, what's going on, all you happy hashers out there? I see we got Patrick in the house. We got Rude. What's going on, peoples? Don't forget to smash that lizardy like button as you guys are sliding on in on here, guys. Yo, that's right. That's what's up. That's what's up. And yep, I have sound. I did not check the audio, so audio's good. We are good to go, guys. Yo, so let's go ahead and dig right on into it as you guys are sliding on in here, guys. You guys rock. Drop some FAs as you're sliding on into. Don't forget to spam those FAs in the Chizity chat, guys. What's up, Nick? What up with the yo? What's going on? What's going on? So we are definitely having one of those days, guys, where the whole market is kind of doing a market thing. You know, it's like I think again we're building a great support line from where we're at. This is bullish sentiment right here. I'm just saying we are setting up a neckline right on this. Right at that $23,000 to $24,000 mark, and we've been holding it for a few weeks, guys. So I'm very happy with this. To me, this is very bullish. Very, very bullish. It's like I don't know what else is really more bullish than this market here. Actually, I should have pulled up the better stock variation of that I usually use for looking at my Bitcoin here, which would be this. Here we go. So, bam. Like I said, we were going to sit there. We popped up. And now we are looking at a pullback, guys. This is what I was thinking was going to happen. You know, you have your snap back up, testing on the median line, snaps up a little bit, and we're rolling over a little bit. Give it we'll see how tomorrow is. If it's, and you can see that the first day that it dropped down, we had more momentum. And today being the second day, it lost some of that momentum. Third day, it should lose a little bit more of its momentum and then potentially just, create another spinning doji, which is where you have long wick ends on both sides and a small body. It's like the small body can be in various sizes or whatever, but I would like to see a spinning doji or a reversal hammer where it wicks down and then the box is basically the body of the trading day is on the bottom side of the wick. That is a reversal hammer. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to be perfectly, that it's going to turn around on the market if it prints that. No. Would I enter a trade in on that information alone? No. So it's like it's just something I would like to see. It means when you see those daily candles print out like that, a lot of times it means that whichever direction it's going in, that it was going, is starting to lose some of its momentum. So you're looking for that. How much energy does it have behind it to continue in the trend that it's going? And it's like, again, I think we're trading in a wonderful range. So I mean, I don't feel bad about this trading range in any way, shape, or form. To me, it's very healthy, very, very, very healthy. And again, guys, as you guys are sliding on in there, smash that lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff, guys. And typically, I do not look at much further than the daily. Like some people get into the hourly chart, the minute chart, because they're trying to catch that perfect moment. It's like trading's not about catching that perfect moment. Trading's more about having the right timing as you got in and out. Doesn't matter where you got in and out, just for your position. Your timing getting in and out of the market is more important, right? That's kind of where that all rolls into. Litecoin's kind of doing its thing. It saw what Bitcoin was doing, and you see this last little candle here. This is that spinning top. This means that it just lost some of its momentum, and sometimes you can see this in some of the altcoins that the momentum that was the selling pressure momentum is slowed down, and Bitcoin is just a little bit more of a slower mover in this whole phase. So, I mean, guys, don't think that we're entering back into the bear market. Nothing major happened. Like I'm thinking, it's just players getting muscled out of the market. Where they're like, oh, it's not going to go up any higher. I'm just going to take my profits right here, and they're going to regret themselves whenever this summer. I can sit there and I can foresee a $30,000 Bitcoin during the summertime. I can see it. Can I see a $10,000 Bitcoin too? Yes, I can see it too. But I think the greater potential for the $30,000 Bitcoin is a little higher. That's just my opinion. And what do I know? I'm just a boob tuber. But getting past that, it's like, as of lately, I've been just kind of eyeballing the chart, not so much to know that perfect moment to when to get in and out of the market. I'm just wondering where the market sentiment is. Sitting there chit-chatting with some of the people that I know within inner circles. There's like really no big buzz with them at all. I'm seeing some people that have been silent for a while starting to talk again. And that usually tells me when I see certain people just kind of popping back up. Hey, what's going on? You can call those your bull market friends. They come right around whenever there's a bull market. So, I'm getting small little signs that we're bull market territory, even though price isn't reflecting it. We might be trying to shake out a few hands before we rock it. And how hard we're going to rock it, I hope it's not hard. I like to see slower movements in the market. You guys know my sentiment, guys. You know my sentiments. And then let's check out this too. Blower type RTX 4090 card on Gigabyte PCB. The mysterious RTX 4090 with no labels or markings are now available in Asia. Will not be the only RTX 4090 with such cooling design. One thing I like about these are very nice to have in server cases. 2-DIN design. You keep good airflow on there, this thing will live life very happily. It's not a cut down card at all. It's just got a different solution on there. Now, being that it's a 4090, you put this under load, this fan's got to be able to move the airflow. So, with that being said, you put some airflow through this thing, and it is going to be quite of a noisy fan. I don't know if you guys have ever played with blower style fan GPUs, but if you crank them on high and you have I've had a 4070 Ti that was a blower card. People say that the blower cards don't perform as nicely. That's not true. A lot of times when people are sitting there and they're like, oh yeah, it doesn't perform that well. And I'm like, when was the last time you cleaned it? They're like, well, I clean the fan blade off all the time. And I'm like, yeah, when was the last time you pulled the cooler out? And they're like, oh, I've never pulled the cooler out. And I'm like, that's probably where your issue is. You need to pull the cooler out of there and clean the front of the cooler. And they look at you like, what? And it's like, bro, that fan was blowing air somewhere. And that's where all the dust and dirt landed. And they're like, oh, because like my 4070 Ti that was a blower, it was indistinguishable across any of my rigs up until the point that either the fan blades got clogged because it's a blower fan and I got cats, or the cooler got clogged because it's a blower card and I have cats, Then you can sit there and be like, oh, I think I need to pull something apart. I have a to-do list. So Um, it's like cards like this. If you're mining with them at home, know that they do come with the caveat of a little extra maintenance, especially if you have pets. Pets are a strong issue with blower cards. That is one of their downfalls. Even my A2000s that I have, I'm constantly having to turn the rig off, clean the cooler off, turn it back on, and it's just the nature of the beast. I have cats, and right now I'm in winter mode in the mining room. So when it's in winter mode in the mining room, guess what? The cats roam in there. It's like during the summertime, I close off the room, and then I have no issues with dust, dirt, debris, anything like that. I'm absolutely perfect mining in that room. Otherwise, it's like Golden Wolf. Yeah, the chamber between the front of the card and the fan sometimes gets filled up. Truth. I have videos of me pulling my 1070 Ti blower card apart. They're like old ass videos. And then I've also got the one where I was pulling apart the Vega 56 cards, which were blower cards, and cleaning the fan blades out because the guy smokes around it. And the whole front of the cooler was just clogged. Like I was able to pull a shag carpet that was like a tarred up shag carpet off the front of the cooler. And I was like, wow. That was just disgusting. These are things that you're going to have to be careful of. If you're a smoker, the blower cards are going to pull that smoke into the card a lot faster. And because it's getting blown through the cooler, all that tar, even if you're, it doesn't matter if you're smoking a left-handed cigarette, vaping, anything around a blower card, and it'll leave an oil residue behind. And from that day forth, any kind of dirt and debris that comes wafting by the card will instantly be stuck to it. So that's the only drawback of these cards. Outside of that, they are amazing cards, perfect to go into server cases because of you can stack them in there in a smaller, tighter case and still have the airflow management you're looking for. So there are pros and cons. I think that's what these cards are more geared up for, is to be for data centers. That's where these really shine. And the reason why I think this is for a data center above all is that the connector here is on the back side with like mounting bracket holes. So I can sit there and put a support bracket up on here that can lock them in depending on if I'm horizontally mounting this thing, because it's going into let's say a 1U chassis. So a server blade just you flip this GPU on its side, ribbon cable, put an adapter in there. It's got just enough room for the high-speed fans to just cram air right in front of it, no matter what it thinks. And you see how it's the fan arrangement, the fin arrangement on here is perfect. I love this fin arrangement. Get the heat out of the chassis properly. This is how they all should be made. If I'm blowing air into there, it shouldn't be going up and down. Why would I want that heat to be wafting into the case? Why can't I just have horizontal fins and maybe 10-20% of that heat gets radiated out of the back of the case? And I'm talking a normal computer, guys. Why do I have to deal with vertical fin stacks? Why can't I have horizontal and blow the heat out of the case? And it'll help blow some of the heat from inside the case out too. I know, first world problems. It's just, I wish they would all do this. It's like, Nick with the kitty. Yeah. Cats, dogs, any kind of pet is not going to be friendly to blower style cards. But again, I think this card was more geared up for sitting into a server case versus for the regular consumer. Considering that you have the pinout connector being on the back side of the card, great for cable management. I mean, I like that design setup. I don't mind it. But it's another tall tale sign that this was designed for being in a server that nobody would ever see. Hence why there's no markings on there, because you don't need to worry about who made it. It's just sitting in a workstation. All you have to know is who the manufacturer was. And it's definitely Gigabyte. So, hey, I've had my family searching for 3060 Ti's with DDR6X in the Philippines. Philippines is China's domestic market on electronics, currently only in Malaya. The capital has any 3000 series in stock. All other large cities don't have cards at all, checking both big retail stores and small shops. Nice. That's cool to have some hookups like that out there like that. That's really cool. I wish you the best of luck on that, my dude. Most certainly. If you could find one of these, man, that'd be cool. Server case friendly GPUs. Got to love it, guys. And going on to something else, if you guys get into theming out your computers at all, this is not for mining, guys. I'm just saying, this is for people who are trying to theme out their rigs. So if you guys are Japanese anime fans, Galax makes very well themed. He's like, nice, yeah. Yeah, foretelling. Yeah. Yep. Countrywide shortage. Exactly. So we've got the next series of their themed out GPUs. So if you are into this style, I mean, I don't think too many people are going to be into the retro pink. But the artwork that you're going to see on the back of it, you might be into, right? So depending on if you are into the Boomstar or the Valdina Millet, I can't even say that. If you are into the 86 or the Boomstar, these might be right up your alley, guys. I would be curious to see what the front of this bad boy looks like too. The box artwork looks pretty cool. I'll give it that much. It's not going to have any difference of performance of any of the other GPUs. This is going to be Galax's standard lineup. So it's not their Hall of Fame edition. The Hall of Fame edition was the competition to the Kingpins, if you guys are unfamiliar with that. So these are just their standard lineup for the 40 series. So just kind of keep it in mind for that. These are not special performers. These are only basically, hey, I'm going to get a 4090 anyway, and I like to theme it out. If you are a major Japanese anime fanatic, this may be up your alley on there. It's like I've always liked the Galax looks on it, but it's like you're not getting, I have never been able to get my hands on them out here in the U.S. So the series is called the 86. And check it out if you want. If you're able to get your hands on it, if you're trying to theme it out, this may be something you want to look for. Now, talking about Galax, this is their Hall of Fame edition RAM, guys. So their brand new Hall of Fame edition Pro Series will support 7200, 7600, and 8,000 mega transfer per second on XMP profile. So this is optimized for Intel. I'm not saying that you can't use this on AMD. There's no such thing as, this is Intel specific. It just means that they work together to get the optimization so they can get the mega transfers up high enough. That's all it's basically relating. Is that the manufacturer has worked with the with each other to support this, right? That's all this is. So it'll be DDR5, 32 gigabytes. Now you're not going to get these in when you start populating all your RAM DINs. You're not getting this. So you can populate your dual channel, but you cannot do, if it's got 4 RAM slots in there, sometimes only plugging in the 2 or just 1 will get you that performance. But never can you do that to all of them at the same time. And I can tell you right now, like I've got my my Threadripper. It's got quad channel RAM in there. And each channel is a dual channel RAM, right? I populated them all. I cannot the motherboard will not allow me to overclock past 2666 because of it. Now, if I were to take 4 of the RAM sticks out, I can boost it up to 3200 mega transfers per second. But because I've got all the RAM slots populated, my maximum is 2666. This will be the case for practically every motherboard out there until I find information that proves otherwise. Like they've configured something differently. So if you're trying to get the maximum out of your RAM, now where would you really see this the benefit from this? One, if you're doing extreme overclocking, liquid nitrogen, you're going to see benefits from having these high mega transfer kits, right? Normal people, we're not there to need this. This is directly for the extreme overclockers. That's what the Galax Hall of Fame edition's all about. So just kind of keep it in mind for that. That it's not going to benefit you for mining in any way, shape, or form. Like mining, CPU mining. Like you want to mine Monero, it only takes 3 gigabytes of RAM, and you can do that with a Raspberry Pi, guys. It's not hardcore. I get small benefits from overclocking my RAM while mining. Why do I get small benefits from overclocking my RAM while mining? Because then it allows the boost frequency on the CPU to kind of come up with it, and you kind of put them into that like curvature point where they both kind of align up, and you get the perfect boost frequency relationship between RAM and CPU. And the communication between the two is amazing when you reach those points. And there's different points all through like an arcing scale. So when it comes down to mining Monero, there's a point of diminishing returns. So you can turn it up and you're really not getting that much more because now you're CPU bound. Unless you're sitting there and mining with liquid nitrogen, which is just not feasible. It's fun to do, but not feasible long term. Gigabyte has their new 3060 Ti models fitted with the DDR6X, but didn't change model numbers. That is true. That is true. Because it's like you're either going to pick up new stock or old stock. That's how they're looking at it. They're going to trick you on it. So you got to make sure that wherever you're buying it from, that they go through inventory quickly. Because then you're not sitting on old inventory. You have a greater chance of getting the new stuff. And then whenever you get the box, verify it and be like, oh no, this isn't what I needed, and return it if it's not the right one. That's just me. But going back to this, so the at 7,200 megahertz mega transfers per second. The timings are pretty loose on it. You can do with looser timings at lower speeds, and it'll be taking about 1.45 volts very small amount of volts. Once you start picking it up, you start picking up more voltage, and you'll see that your RAM timings get a little tighter. The tighter your RAM timings are, the higher your mega transfers per second become. So I mean, like, you really don't have, if it's what you're doing is not optimized for this, you're going to see, like I said, diminishing returns on this. You're going to be spending more and more power with less and less returns. That's why I always say liquid nitrogen is cool, but this is not feasible. And for anybody who has the new any of the AMD GPUs, and you've noticed that you've had performance on them, especially going back to some of the older stuff, they have fixed some of the issues. So some of the known issues were like video stuttering, observed drops during plays, gameplays, virtual reality apps having crappy ass frames per second. And if you're running on AMD drivers, you're going to want to sit there and get the new drivers out. There's a new update now. It is going back for pretty much everything. The Radeon 7000, 6000, 5000, the 500 series, like the 580s, 480s, the Vegas. So I mean, like it's gonna cover everything. It's people have been kind of complaining that there's been some issues with the drivers as of lately, and they've kind of needed to do a complete driver update for all the AMD GPUs. Sometimes this also trickles out into the mining industry too, just to kind of keep, kind of put it in the back of your mind that sometimes some of these driver updates will help the mining software developers make a better optimization on the card. Or it starts to break stuff. So, don't always update it for mining right away. Wait until some people have maybe tested it out, updated the drivers. But a lot of times if you're on Hive OS, they will typically update the drivers upon updates period for it. So you will have less control over it. NVIDIA on Hive, you usually have to manually update the drivers. Sometimes pain in the butt, but NVIDIA likes to break the miners by updating drivers. So I can see why Hive will be less likely to update those drivers too. So I totally get it. So if you guys are gaming with it and you're noticing some stuttering issues, corruption in files, intermittently resizing to 50% after gameplay for the overlay metrics that you may be using, definitely might want to start off with updating drivers, guys. So let's go ahead and just jump right on into some of the news here. There's really not been too much with hardware related stuff as of lately. Nothing exciting. It's just kind of keeping an eye on this, that, and the other, seeing what they're optimizing, what they're not optimizing. It seems like since the mining boom is kind of subsided to a great degree, it doesn't seem like the GPU manufacturers care about us anymore. They're figuring, we'll never make money off of them again. And we've taught them type of deal. But wait until the next mining boom cycle, and we'll see how they all treat us again. We'll see how they all treat us again. So Solana Spaces will close its 2 location, guys, because people don't really care. There's not a lot of buzz over NFTs. People are just getting burnt out on it. The Beanie Baby fad is over. For a good extent. Yes, you'll find some that trade for high amounts here and there. There are still, probably ways of making money with NFTs, but there's not enough hype over it for Solana to have a New York and Miami store that have only been open for about 7-8 months now. They only opened up shop in two of the most expensive places in the United States. I mean, the only other way that they can be in a more expensive place is being in California. If they would have opened up in California, that would have been the most expensive place. That would have been Park Avenue, basically type of deal. Playing Monopoly. So Solana will be shutting these two places down. It's like, oh my God, I didn't foresee that one coming. That wouldn't last long. I was just like, oh my God, there are crazy people that are willing to do this, and by a lot of reasons why, guys. There are lots and lots of reasons why Solana is going to be shutting this down, even if the NFT market was still booming. I don't even care if the NFT market was going like gangbusters right now. They'd still be shutting that down. I'll get into that in just a second here. In just a moment. Let's see here. I'll switch it around. I should have had it like this. Boom. Here we go. Here is the reason why NFTs are going to be going away like the dodo bird. Just like staking in the United States. Why, may you ask? NBA branded Top Shots Moment NFTs may be securities. Judge rules in Draper Lab case. Ultimately, the court's conclusion that what Draper Labs offered was an investment contract under Howey is narrow, the judge wrote. The offerings of the Draper Labs NBA Top Shot non-fungible tokens may be securities, a federal judge ruled Wednesday. The ruling on a motion to dismiss comes a year and a half after a class action lawsuit filed against Draper Labs and its CEO, Roham, I'm not saying that last name, in New York. The lawsuit alleges that one guy and Draper Labs violated federal security laws by offering a non-fungible token, an NFT collection, the NBA Top Shot Moments, without first registering with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commissions, the SEC. The courts find that the plaintiff's allegations rendered each consideration under the Howey to facilitate plausible and survive a defendant's motion to dismiss the alleged violation of the sections 5 and 12 of the Securities Act. Ruled the judge Victor Morano of the Southern District of New York. The Howey test mentioned by the judge was created by the U.S. Supreme Court to determine whether transactions qualify as an investment contracts. So they are now going to be coming after anything that's not Bitcoin. So if you have stuff here if you are here in the United States, a lot of the stuff's going to get shut down with a boom. They are now, kind of looking at the SEC as they are going overboard with everything as a security. It's like, no, I'm one of those people that have been outwardly saying that everything but Bitcoin passes the Howey test. Everything passes the Howey test but Bitcoin. How does Bitcoin not pass the Howey test? It was free software that was uploaded onto GitHub. It was not advertised anywhere. It was a bunch of cypherpunks that got together and started playing around with the code and created the network for what we see today. It is the true grassroots movement that has no owner. It only has people that are maintaining the network to make sure that there's security of the utmost on Bitcoin. There was no pre-sale. There was no pre-mine. People want to say, oh, but the very first block, the Genesis block, it was mined to a burn wallet. It was to test the network. It was the network's heartbeat. Somebody had to mine the first block, period. And it went to a burn address. And hence the network was born. It is the only crypto out there that does not pass the Howey test. You never want to pass the Howey test as an investor. Mint. Do you think I can buy Bitcoin on Binance US and then send to my main wallet? About 7 days turnaround. I would think so. I mean, I don't use Binance US, but I mean, I don't know if I've popped onto my Binance account since they swapped me over to. I don't know if you can bring in an altcoin that's not offered here in the United States into your US account and sell it for Bitcoin. If that's what you're asking, I'm not sure, really. You would either have to get a hold of their tech support and ask them, or test it with $5 worth of crypto that you're not too concerned about losing. Push it through the network and see. I mean, they're not locked down right now. Yeah, I mean, if it's offered on the U.S. side for sure, then I don't see why not. But whenever it comes down to it, you're going to start seeing that they're going to be putting more and more pressure down onto these different projects, and they're going to come down on the exchanges for offering it. We're going to watch the exchanges slowly back off on offering these. And we'll get into one other thing that shows you how much I know I'm serious about. They're going to come down on it, and they're going to come down on it all. What FTX did was it poked the bear, and the bear is awake, and the bear is pissed. And it's going to be a big slap in the market. I think it's a reckoning that's needed to come. Right. Yeah, that's all I would do. DCA where you feel necessary, a little bit here, a little bit there. If you're just buying Bitcoin and that's all you're buying, I mean, I'm not an affiliate of theirs in any way, shape, or form. If you want to deal with more crypto-centric community, and you're buying only Bitcoin and you're not worrying about the noise and the rest of the market, Swan Bitcoin. You can set it up to DCA through there. They're a very well-known company inside the hardcore Bitcoin ecosystem. They only offer Bitcoin on Swan Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the Swan event. And you can set up everything through there, so you don't have to use these shady little exchanges like Coinbase in order to onboard. Just saying. And they kind of go in with the title of today's video, guys. Pooey, spit that out. God, that was hard. U.S. Congressman introduces bill to block CBDC rollout here in the United States. United States Congressman Tom Emmer has introduced a bill seeking to block the Federal Reserve from issuing the central bank digital currency. The bill, dubbed CBDC, Anti-Surveillance State Act, seeks to protect U.S. citizens' financial privacy. Bro, there's at least one person in Congress that understands what's at risk here. That understands that bringing in the central bank digital currency is no different than saying we now have the credit score. We have the social credit score, because they will have absolute control and knowledge of what you are doing with your money. Good, bad, or ugly. The government does not have the right to know what you're spending your hard-earned money on. Period. And anybody that roots for CBDCs are very unknowledgeable people that there may not be hope for them if they're rooting for this. This is no different than saying, let's go ahead and chip everybody so that we know where everybody's walking to. So, I mean, at least there's one person in here. He it's like he put in the let's see here if I can pull it up all the way here. So, bam. The 118th Congress, first session. This is the bill. So the amend the Federal Reserve Act to prohibit the Federal Reserve banks from offering certain products or services directly to an individual, to prohibit the use of central bank digital currency for monetary policy and for other purposes, be it enacted by the Senate and the House of Representatives of the United States of America Congress assembled. This act shall be cited as the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act. So this one it is at least a little hopeful that there's somebody paying attention out here, guys. So the Federal Reserve Act is amended by adding at the end of the following, except the specifically authorized under this act, the Federal Reserve Bank may not offer products or services directly to an individual, maintain an account on behalf of an individual, or issue a central bank digital currency to an individual. This is basically the prohibition of them utilizing the CBDC coin. This is somebody sitting there going, this is the hill I will stand on. I'm not going to sit here, because that's how you usher in fascism. You control everything. As long as you control everybody, you are enslaved. If I control your means of production, if I can control your energy, and if I can control your money, then I control you absolutely. You have to do as I say and please, and all that good stuff. And with all of the SEC coming down with a boom on everybody, there is one last little update we can all have a little chuckle on, because staking is a security. Allow me to say that again. Staking is a security. And as a security, you are not allowed to participate in that in the United States of America. Okay. So, check this out. Now, we all know that Ethereum's next upgrade was the next fork was supposed to be what? Shanghai. Things have changed. Dun, dun, dun. Check this out. Bam. So, Ethereum Shapella upgrade gets a new date, making way for unstaking ETH. So, Ethereum core developer Tim Blanco announces that Shapella upgrade is scheduled for the February 28th. The network upgrade on Sepolia network at Epoch 56,832. Shanghai and Capella are the upcoming Ethereum fork names. Shanghai is the fork that's supposed to be on the execution layer client side. Capella is the upgrade on the consensus layer side. Shapella is not supposed to be at this point. unstaking was not supposed to be a part of the Shanghai upgrade, as Shanghai was really not scheduled until next year, guys. So Sepola Network, Garoli Network, and Mainnet are supposedly supposed to get it. So Sepola Network at their timestamp, which will be on the 28th. They are going to be doing this so that they can get ready for unstaking, guys. It's like, Rude, can you mine on a car CPU after programmed? I don't know. I'll put it that way. I know people have hacked the Tesla car's interface to mine on that CPU, but I don't know about running like a body control module or a PCM on a car. I cannot answer that one. That is a good question. One that I have no real way of being able to test it out. Because in order to test that out, you're going to need to have the developer's scan tool. I've played around with it when I was in college years and years and years ago from GM. And we had a GM representative at the college, and I was sitting there playing around with it on my car. And I was like, can we hot rod this thing up a little bit if I've got your scanner here? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, I've got a hot cam and I've got a hot rocker arm set up on here. I'm like, can we fatten up the fuel trim on this a little bit? And we were able to hot rod it up, and that thing actually passed the mission still. Like, even better. I shit you not. I put all the right goodies into that motor. I kind of missed. I kind of regret getting rid of the car. A little bit. Just a little bit. But so we are definitely looking at at them trying to get everybody to be able to unstake their coin, because the SEC is going to go after each and every one of these exchanges and go after staking, because staking has passed the Howey test and it is confirmed that it is a security. So this is now of the most utmost important to a vast majority of people. Now, here's a fun fact. Where does Ethereum price go from here when they allow unstaking? You're going to see a lot of people unstake, and it's going to drop that price out. And you're going to watch how quickly their network centralizes amongst one node operation. They've got multiple nodes, and it's it's one of the companies that has been arbitraging with the MEV guys, trying to front run trades. So it's a botnet program system that already has majority control of Ethereum network. And with this move, I think it's going to go completely into their control. And I wonder how this is going to work. So it'll be an interesting one moving forward with ETH. I'm curious what the price is. I foresee ETH tanking after that, because you're going to see a lot of people going, "Oh my God, thank God I can finally get my money out of here." And the smart ones are just going to cut. They're going to cut their losses and move on. You're going to have some people that'll double down on it, and they're going to get wrecked, because once the bigger players also unstake and they move, yeah. And it's like you have people that were staking while Ethereum was like $4,000 per ETH. It's like, oh my Lord, this is this might be a bloodbath for ETH. And I wonder how they're going to step it out. Are they going to allow everybody to just unstake? I mean, think about that. Are they really going to just let everybody unstake? I highly doubt that, guys. I highly doubt it. We'll see how much of a crap show this is going to be for Ethereum moving forward, because anybody that's smart is going to try to get out of this, especially being here in the United States. It is a security. They are not allowed to be in this network. They're not an accredited investor. Yada yada yada. And then it'll go either to that botnet program that's running all the nodes, or it's going to be a good control of being split between that entity and your pre-mine, pre-sale people that have already started staking with all that free Ethereum that they got. It's like I was hoping for a 2K ETH again before dropping it. Yeah. It's not going to happen this time around. Not going to happen this time around. I see some bad stuff happening to them now. They're going to be rolling this out before the whole Shanghai update. We shall see. And I wonder if the validation side of it is being listed as a security. Does that not too also mean that Ethereum itself is a security? You can't have just one product inside of a company be a security and not the other half of the product. They're two peas in a pod type of deal. It's a one shoe fits all deal. That could be their way of getting out of it, to where they'll allow it because you're like, hey, you're allowing this product but not this one. What's up with that? Versus they go, oh, we're not allowing this. This is security. And they're like, well, we're going to reconsider this now. And you're now a security too. And watch their faces melt. Yeah. There will be melting faces, I believe. Well, I don't think, it depends on how this all rolls out. If Ethereum will actually toe tap $2,000 per coin before this all rolls out, anybody's guess at this point. I'm thinking it's not. That's just me, guys. So thank you everybody for being here. If you haven't done so, smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. If you got any comments or questions, now is the time to ask away, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and sign up off of here. And if you guys are wanting to have your gear hosted at the Family Mine LLC with me and Mikkel, guys, as I'm hoping anytime soon we'll be getting our power contract for upgrading our services finally, because they are sure as hell dragging their feet right now. Absolutely dragging their feet. So, with that being said, he's like, you have room for 6 ASICs? I'd have to talk with Mikkel over that. Looking at some crazy. Looking at something crazy. Patrick, do you have the network infrastructure built out at the farm? For the first stage of installment, yes. As we're going through the project, we're adding in for sure. It's gonna be a massive amount of money to do this. Be a massive amount of money. Once we get the power in, we'll be in like Flynn after that. DJ Mines live randomly now. Nice. I'm going to be getting up off of here. Let me see if I can. Am I able to redirect to him at all? Probably not. Hold on here. Why not? Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see here if I can do my push. I don't know why I didn't like it. Didn't I'm not subscribed. I don't subscribe to too many people with this channel. Oh, he doesn't allow me to push over there. His settings aren't turned on for that. So I can't push over there, so ha! Too funny. Too funny. He said no, he's not set up. I knew it. Busted. It's like I expect to be at Walmart and him come down the aisle with his big ass microphone. Oh God. Not like this. Not like this. So everybody hop up over there. Golden Wolf posted the link up in here to his YouTube channel. So everybody go up over there. Put in there, hashtag crypto and hot rods raid. While you go up over there, give them a big old hello, and I'm gonna. And I have to be like subscribed for a full minute before I'm allowed to chat. It's like, oh come on, it's got to be more than a minute. I need to put my hashtag raid in. Come on, it's been too long. It's not been a minute yet? Oh, come on. I'm not subscribed on this channel. I don't have too many subscriptions that I have on this channel. It's on my main my main channel that I use for my YouTube consumption, which is Nemesis. I am certainly subscribed over there, but not here. Now I can sit there and do this. Hashtag raid. There we go. So everybody go over to my man, DJ Mines, and put in the chat raid. And I will definitely see you all, you awesome people, on the next one. Yo. Peace out. Stay savage. May your watts be high, your hash be low. And get into the Patreon, especially if you want to have your rigs hosted at the Family Mine. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.